Hi, welcome to Thursday Movie Flashback with me, Punk, Larry, Lawrence, whatever. My co-host Matthew. How you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. Having a good time.
Think this is gonna be fun. These are a lot easier for me to do all the slides and everything. So, if you guys are new to the program, we're going to rank the Zucker Abraham Zucker movies, what we think is the best, and then we'll vote on the top five over the week and see which one we are going to review for the following week. They have a lot of movies.
You thought it was an easy task at first, and then you realized how long that list was.
I was like, all right, is there going to be more than Airplane, The Naked Gun, and the Kentucky Fried Movie? And
Oh,
wow,
yes.
was there.
Oh, yes.
So before we get started, it is basically a list of any movie that either Zucker brother or Abrahams has done, just compiled in a list. I'm pretty sure that it won't be any of the newer movies that win, considering both of us are the ones voting. You guys all have your say, but there's six of you right now, and I've already had Shark guys reach out to me earlier today, like, "What is this?" And I was like, "All right, maybe I should put a community tab out there to kind of mention exactly what these are." But they made some drop dead funny.
Yeah, they sure did. Hello, James. You were the first one to comment earlier today. Yeah, you just watched Airplane recently. We'll get to it. I love that one for sure.
My dad has a strange sense of humor, and he watched Airplane and didn't find a single funny thing about it. He watched Airplane 2, didn't laugh at all, except when the guy cut his face shaving. I couldn't understand it to this day. I can't understand why this is the only thing he found funny. And I remember asking him, he said, "Oh, just wait till you shave, you'll understand." Well, I don't have to shave very much, but I still don't understand. Like, why is that? Why is that funny? I don't.
Yeah, my dad hated those movies. I think I want to say he enjoyed Police Squad, but I mean, he overall hated those types of movies.
Yeah. I don't know. That's that's what that's what I remember from as a kid. My dad not thinking they're funny at all.
Yeah.
Before we do get into it, have you been watching anything?
Yeah. So we've been watching Masters of Air. That show is phenomenal. It is the best thing since Band of Brothers. I think it is comparable to Band of Brothers because it is the true story of B-17 pilots in the middle to the end of World War II and the stuff that they went through in the battle over Germany. They were stationed in England and all the stuff they went through. It's a really, really good, well written, well acted series. And then tonight, The Last Airbender dropped the live action. We watched the first episode.
What
It
what are
it
those
wasn't.
on?
So The Last Airbender's on Netflix,
Okay,
and Masters of Air is on Apple TV.
that's what I thought.
So Apple Plus or Apple TV or whatever it is has all of the Tom Hanks stuff right now. They have Gray Wolf or whatever his submarine movie is that Tom Hanks did, but all the Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg stuff is on Apple right now.
Unfortunately, I don't have that. So
It's like the cheapest subscription out of all of them.
yeah, I know, but again, like when you have other ones that you're watching, and I'm already
There,
looking at.
there's actually a lot of good content on there.
I
There's a
see
lot of
that. I
there's
had it for a while.
yeah, there's some garbage, but there's some good stuff on there. Ted Lasso is amazing.
See, I saw I had it when for the first season of Ted Lasso, which you're right, like that. And I remember watching that series, and I thought, and I hate soccer. It's an awful sport. But it was like this isn't about soccer.
No,
It is about
yeah,
it's about the camaraderie and how a
and
team should be, and it's just hilarious. So I haven't
yeah,
seen
and I
the
think they
second.
had Tetris. I think they were the ones that did Tetris
Yes,
and Air. Did they do Air also?
yeah, I saw Air because I
Yeah,
still had it at that point.
Yeah, and Tetris was awesome. I love that one too. So they've got some good stuff that they're coming out with.
Yeah, I the only ones I have are Paramount Plus, which again,
Yeah,
kind of a
and
must have if you watch a couple.
my daughter said that there's some new episodes of The Bad Batch, I think, that just dropped that she wants to watch with me, and then she's
Yeah.
been loving watching the 90s X-Men cartoon with us. So we just hit season 5, so she's loving the heck out of that show.
Yeah, I started watching that. I feel like I need to catch up before 97 comes out.
Oh, 97 is going to be so terrible.
Hey, you know what? There's always hope that it won't be.
We can't live off of hope.
Hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy.
I watched this is a guilty pleasure of mine, and it stemmed from I don't remember if it was after Susan and I split up, I think, or right before Blue Bloods.
Oh, that's a great show.
Yeah, this is the last season, which I thought this was going to be like one of those like shows that just goes on and on forever.
Well, how many seasons has it been?
It's like 19.
Right, I was going to say. I mean, they're hitting close to NCIS territory here.
Yeah, they've announced it's the final season. I'm like so disappointed. I'm like, this sucks. Like, although like I've said before, like if you've ever watched Blue Bloods, it's kind of like, why would anyone get involved with this family?
Right.
They're only cops that ever shoot in all of New York, and it's multiple. It happens all the time. No one else ever really gets in trouble.
You know, I used to love back in the day NYPD Blue. I don't know why I like that show, but I loved watching that show. Maybe it was just because I was waiting to get to the Arsenio Hall show or something. I don't know, but I loved watching that show.
This is absolutely incorrect. And the only reason why I started watching Blue Bloods was because I was recording Psych on TiVo because my son liked it. But
yeah,
either right at the beginning or at the end of Psych, because it clipped a couple minutes.
Yep,
it would catch either the end of Blue Bloods or the beginning. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But I remember looking into it, and they were like 10 seasons in or something like that. And I was like, I feel like I've seen every single one of these episodes, yet I've never seen one. So I started watching them, and because they were all on Netflix. And I just remember I watched I want to say 9 seasons, because I think it was going into the 10th season.
Wow.
And I watched like 9 seasons in like a month and a half or 2 months on Netflix, but they're almost like a full hour.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I would fall asleep and wake up and then have to figure out where I was, whether I fell asleep for a whole episode or just like half of one. So I would rewatch them over.
So see, Allison, he didn't actually watch them; he sleepwatched them. So
no,
yeah.
I ended up watching them all because I would go back. Actually, it was while we were together. I think it was right at the end. She hated that I always fall asleep doing stuff, and then she'd hear it get backed up when I'd wake up, and she'd be like, "Just go to bed."
You know what also was good around the time that Blue Bloods started was Rescue Me. I liked that show.
I loved Rescue Me.
Yeah.
That was another. I when FX put out a show, I almost like that was like FX.
Yeah.
If FX put out a show, I was gonna watch it.
Yep.
Because they pushed the boundaries of almost every single thing,
Yeah.
and I thought they did a wonderful job. Again, I've talked about The Shield, I've talked about Justified, but they had a bunch of other shows. The Bridge that ended up getting canceled.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
There was a military one that it got canceled because of people that were so mad that it was, and not military people, but people were so mad that it was talking about like the wars overseas and everything, and it was so close to I forget what that one was called. It was really, really good. But everything they put out, including The League. I don't know if you ever watched The League.
No.
I think it ran for like 5 or 6 seasons, and it was about a fantasy football league. Nobody. No, we're not going to do this already. All right. We're not going to do this already. I'm alone, so if I may have to step away if someone goes crazy, but you should be okay for a bit, bud. Yeah, it's about a fantasy football league, and really it's about 5 or 6 guys that just, you know how people would treat each other in a league?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it is. But there's
Yep.
a couple guys in there that you would definitely know. But the one guy was Taco, and he sings songs. And he's a comedian that sings songs, and he's just one of the most politically incorrect people you could ever. And some of the songs that he would sing, it was amazing. So if you haven't watched it, yes, that is exactly why I found Eskimo Brothers. You are absolutely correct. The Eskimo Brothers. Do you know what an Eskimo brother is?
No.
It's when you and I have slept with the same girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I had never heard that term. I had never heard that term till the league came out. And then the sad thing is you start realizing how many of your friends, your Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
Not gonna get into that one. All right. Maybe on a Punk After Dark weekend. All right. So anyway, let's get into these movies. Not a lot of people watching, so you guys have your say. Do you need to get out that door? Hold on 1 second. I don't know. Do you need to go outside?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to let you talk to the chat for a few minutes.
Right.
I can't believe he's already doing this, but we're going to get it done. You can talk to the chat.
All righty. Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. And I see James and Allison. You guys are hanging out with us. Allison, I know you've got lots of good stuff going on. Yeah, Roman's making a mess right now. Allison, did you ever pick up that Pandora? But yeah, I've been watching a little bit of stuff here and there. We go back and we watch Deep Space Nine. That's my favorite Star Trek series. I think it's got a lot of good stuff in there. But I'm excited just to get my physical copy of Godzilla -1 when that comes out. I still love that movie. That was a lot of fun. Got stuff coming in this week. Some Mezco Snake Eyes coming before Larry's BBTS order. By the way, I mean his Mezco direct order. So that's funny. I've been playing with this guy a lot. It's Mothx Gambit. I'm having some fun with him. I picked up one of those UV lights that Larry's always talking about, and take a simple little skeleton figure and make him glow. Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, the way it charges the glow stuff is awesome. Oh, awesome, Allison. Glad you got that order placed. Happy for you finally getting that figure. I saw that, and the first person I thought of, I was like, yeah, I know. I thought you mentioned it, and I was like, I know a lot of people missed her, and she's a good figure. She really is. And then this one actually has some upgrades, I guess. I don't know, little slight differences, like the badge on her armor plate, but and a couple different paint apps. But yeah, she is pretty cool. I really liked all the females in that wave. Eclipse was my favorite out of the wave, and then Warpath Eclipse after that. Warpath Eclipse is probably my favorite figure that he's done in that line. Yeah, Allison, she absolutely does look great. I took a bunch of pictures with Zorana and Pandora. Yeah, they do look good together, especially with Zorana's more modern hair, not her pompadour thing.
All right, I swear he does it on purpose.
Oh, of course he does.
He's worse than a child. He would have sat there and laid there all day. I just sat here for 2 hours. He would have never gotten up.
Never moved.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have any children here, so I'm, when he does this. All right. Well, we're gonna go through the movies. If you've been here before, we're doing it the easy way. I have a PowerPoint, and we'll move things up and down. And these are in just a random order. So
We're doing it the broke Detroit way.
yes. So I guess we'll start with the mother of all movies.
Hot Shots. It's awesome. I love it.
I want to say I've only seen this movie once, and it was fairly recently.
Okay.
I don't remember it too much though.
Oh, I liked it. But I was a huge Top Gun fan, so I had to see Hot Shots.
And I think that's why I didn't want to see it because, which is weird.
Well, and you know what's funny is because we'll get to it in a little bit, but for the longest time, Tom Cruise, Charlie Sheen, they got confused in my head for a little while.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and I don't remember really liking. I never really liked Charlie Sheen that much. But
oh no, as much as I guilty pleasure like watching Navy SEALs, it's not good.
But after he went crazy, you started to realize how good some of the stuff that he did was.
Yes. Yeah. No, he acted well. And honestly, one of his favorites of mine was Men at Work with his brother.
I don't think I've ever seen Men at Work.
Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez as garbage men. That movie was hilarious.
I don't think. Yeah, actually, I know I've never seen that.
See, Punk just doesn't watch movies, guys. That's just it.
I think I will admit for a while, like when a movie's out when I was younger, if I didn't see it like fairly early, I just would just not even just sit down and ever watch it.
Yeah.
Unless if all my buddies were watching it.
Yeah.
So I'll let you talk about this movie since
it's got Lloyd Bridges and Charlie Sheen, and I thought the cast that they brought together worked well, had good chemistry, and they were funny. It is a play on a lot of their movies. I mean, you can see pieces of their previous movies in this one, I thought they did a good job of being entertaining and funny. So it is high on my list of their movies. So yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'd like to keep it there. It's not going anywhere just yet because it's the first freaking movie.
and I can say this, just looking at this right away here, other than Lloyd Bridges there, it's like you can see who the characters are supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
You can clearly see who Val Kilmer is,
yep.
who Maverick is, and then who Charlie is.
Yep.
The Admiral or Captain, whatever he is, he doesn't fit in because he wasn't anyone that was dressed like that.
Well, yeah, he's the officer in charge.
Yeah. But again, all these people.
Topper Harley.
I know I watched it not too long ago. Actually, I think I watched both of them, and I was like, these are actually pretty good. And I don't know why I didn't watch them before.
Yeah, I love Cary Elwes in just about everything that he's in. So
I guess this stays at number one because it is the first movie.
It's the first one we're talking about.
There was going to be a bunch. Well, there's more than a bunch that I know that I don't know.
Yeah. We'll maybe be blown by those.
Yes, but that's why I want your guys' opinion on it. So, Snowwolf says, "Does it still hold the record for the most kills? The sequence was crazy."
It may, just like Blues Brothers holds the most police cars crashed in a single movie.
Oh, so. I'm going to be honest. I saw Scary Movie.
Yep.
And then I know there was a bunch of sequels. It's kind of like Scream. I know there was Scream, and there's a whole bunch of Screams after that. And to be honest, these all movies, including Scream, all run together for me.
They're all the same thing to me. Yeah, no,
It doesn't
I'm
matter
totally
if it's
with you.
Scream or Scary Movie. It's like they're all screams.
Scream and Scary Movie, they're the same thing all the way through and through. I'm with you. I did like the first Scary Movie. I don't know that I saw any of the others.
I remember the first one being comical.
Yeah.
Because it encompassed so many horror movies, but this one,
yeah,
I just know I looked and went, "Hey, look, Charlie Sheen and Leslie Nielsen are in it."
Go figure.
I thought Leslie Nielsen had died by then. Because I don't know when Scary Movie 3 came out. I feel like Leslie Nielsen has been dead for a long time. So we're going to leave this at number 2.
Yeah.
The second one.
Right.
Is that an M&M shirt?
I don't know. Can't see. It might be the 3 Mile.
Yeah, that would explain that. It's not. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely him supposed to be as Eminem. It looks like. Anyway, does anyone have anything else to say about Scary Movie 3? Because I don't have anything to say about it.
Now I'd have to say that one was forgettable.
Oh yes. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next movie. Kind of wish this one was further down the list. Well, you and I already discussed this. If you have not seen the Kentucky Fried Movie, to me it is like the best skit movie they've made. That's ever been made. And I can honestly say this: I did not like it for the longest time. All my friends loved it. It took me a long time. There are some skits that are forgettable, but the skits that aren't are amazing. Big Jim Slade, Fistful of Yen. If you have not seen, it's like 15 minutes. It is Enter the Dragon.
Yep.
Not Fist of Fury. It is, and it had been so long since I had watched Enter the Dragon that I did not realize how closely that skit was.
Yeah.
It followed almost scene for scene in 10 or like 15 minutes, I think it was, or 20 minutes.
Yep.
This is a very raunchy movie.
Maybe that's why I don't like it as much.
When was the last time you watched it?
I don't know. It was probably in the 90s sometime.
Okay. You definitely don't want to watch it with your daughter around.
Nope.
I love this. I love this. This has to be in the top 5 because I feel like it needs to be voted on. I think most people that like the different skits, and I have to go back and watch the skits again. But amazing. Just some of them were just so amazing. The one that stands up, is Fistful of Yen, and then Big Jim Slade. Where you're talking about pre-ejaculation, the record, it comes with Big Jim Slade. So I know you really like Hot Shots.
No.
Well, you said part 2, right?
Right. Yep.
But you said you don't really care for this movie that much.
I enjoyed it. I think it was funny. It is a preview Peasant Boys movie. I mean, it really is. And so some of that raunchiness and that kind of stuff, I don't know. I didn't ever really care for it that much, but it does have some really funny things in it and really offensive. So it's even better.
Oh, it's very offensive.
Very offensive, and so awesome. Good for them. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with putting it above Hot Shots.
Okay. And the other thing that I want to say we'll kind of have to discuss, I don't really want to go into if we vote on movies like, oh look, all 3 Naked Guns are in it, or both Airplane. Like I kind of want to break it down. Like one to be for the top 5 that we vote on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like all the Top Guns.
Yep.
Even though they have a alleged murderer in it.
You mean top secrets or police squads or
What?
you said Top Gun.
Oh yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
meant Naked Gun.
I said yeah, the Naked Gun. Yes, Top Gun is not in this. Top Gun is not in this. um,
I don't know this one.
I don't either. I have no. I know Batman. I see is in it.
It doesn't look like a comedy.
No, I believe this was an Abrahams movie.
Oh, okay.
Because when I was, like you said, I went through and it was all these. It was every, Zucker movie and Abrahams movie.
Right.
And they had split up, and not in a bad way. They talked about it in this article. And they're like, they decided to go their separate ways. They didn't. It wasn't some big breakup where they couldn't work together. They're like, hey, we've kind of done what we've done.
Yeah.
And I think this was one that Abrahams directed or something like that.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. I mean, nah. I haven't either, so I have no opinion.
I'm just gonna go off on a limb and say James is talking about Kentucky Fried Movie and not My Life.
Yes, he is. That comment was back then.
Although My Life might be offensive to some people. So.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, so we'll leave this one right here.
All right, Wraith Mace, welcome.
And happy belated birthday.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy birthday.
I think you were gone by the time we got to tell you happy birthday on your birthday on Tuesday. I said we'd still be around. All right. I keep clicking over here, wrong side. We got Rat Race.
I don't believe I've seen this one either.
I have not either.
Okay.
I have not either. I've never even heard of it.
No, I remember hearing about it. I remember kind of sort of what it's about. And, is that Rowan Atkinson and Whoopi Goldberg?
Dude, there's Seth Green there. Seth Green.
I don't think that's Seth Green.
Or who's the redheaded dude?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's in that movie.
From good Lord. Oh, he did all stuff on Comedy Central.
Oh, it is Seth Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seth Green, and then Myers, is it?
Chris Myers, Cuba Gooding Jr., Whoopi Goldberg, Amy Smart.
I mean, it looks like it has a bunch of people that make me laugh.
Oh, I mean, John Lovitz, he's always dumb. But yeah, Rowan Atkinson's John Cleese is in there. I might actually want to watch that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of upset, and it quite possibly be the funniest movie ever. It tells me right there.
If it has to tell you that, James might be right. Terrible. Yeah, it's a mad world. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, well, according to Viper Scout, it is not great. So Viper Scout, I am going to let you kind of. Okay, and James Lucas says it's also. So I think we got to put it above My Life, because I just don't think My Life looks like anything I would ever want to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
So I'm sorry. You are the best Batman, but I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what My Life is.
Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
What?
Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
Yeah, but I don't count him as live action. I agree with you. He is. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I watched this not too long ago.
Yeah, I did. You know what? And there's something about this movie that I really enjoyed. And I think it has to do with the lead actor. For whatever reason, I was like, wow, that guy's cool. I like that.
I think I look back at stuff Val Kilmer did now and think it's much better than what I thought when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think now at the end, it sounds awful to say, but he is at the end of his life for the most part. But at the end of his career, I think you really see how good of an actor he was.
Yeah, but if you think about it, in some ways, he was kind of typecast in playing a similar character in Top Secret and Real Genius and things. I mean, they're different.
Yeah,
but they're kind of similar too.
Yes. And speaking of Real Genius, I love that movie.
That movie's so amazing. I love that movie. So many reasons.
This was one that I had never seen it before, and it was one of those ones we made the kids watch, and
no, it's funny.
So I'm gonna say this has to go above Scary Movie 3 because
yes,
well, we've never seen Scary Movie 3.
Well,
do you think it goes above Top Gun, Hot Shots?
No.
Okay. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It's very quirky.
It is. But I mean, a lot of Val Kilmer stuff is very quirky.
Yes. And again, like he does something that's very unique, I believe, in much of his acting. And the characters that he creates. And like you said, a lot of it is typecast in some ways.
Yeah. That's awesome, Allison. I mean, I don't know if you really wanted to see it that many times, but hey, you had that option, and there's Val Kilmer in his prime. I don't know if he was an arrogant jerk to everybody on set at that point or not, but he was making his way in the world.
Did he get to be known as arrogant jerk?
Oh man, he was notorious for just being so difficult to work with that nobody wanted to work with him at all. Yeah.
See, now, if you believed in karma, you may just say, well, there's karma for you.
I mean, so oops. Yep. The biggest clashing of egos was on one of the worst movies ever made called The Island of Dr. Moreau. And that's when Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer had the two biggest egos on set, and they were always clashing, which is why the movie almost didn't even get finished because of the crazy shit that they wanted to do.
Isn't that crazy? Like that's
yeah. No. Top Secret. Oh, you love Top Secret? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's a lot of fun too. I just have a little bit more connection with Hot Shots than Top Secret, but I do love. I love Val Kilmer. Most of his roles on screen. As a person, I don't know anything other than that. But on screen, the movies that he did, I really enjoyed for the most part.
Allison does not know how to separate herself. Allison does not know how to separate people she doesn't like from the actor. Hence Tom Cruise. Hence anything that Ben Affleck is in. Because I don't think Ben Affleck was not even close to being the worst Batman.
Not even close.
Affleck he was a good Batman.
He was a good Batman when he got to be Batman. The scripts were terrible, but physically he became Batman in that movie, especially the Snyder Cut when he was actually ripped through that whole movie.
Yeah.
He physically was Batman and Bruce Wayne. He had both sides of that character, and actually Ben's read enough Batman comics to actually pull that stuff out, where Christian Bale was just and then Keaton was good. I like Keaton. He's my second favorite live action Batman.
Okay. We're getting totally off topic. Listen, I know you hate Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, I mean, yes, a lot of his action roles are the same, but he is not the same character.
No.
Especially when you watch some of his older stuff. But what's that movie out with? The Die Repeat.
Live, die, repeat.
He's
Yeah.
not a badass when it starts.
Nope.
He's only a badass because he dies so many times he knows exactly what's going to happen.
He dies 5,000 times to become that much of a badass.
Yes, he just knows what's going to happen. I do understand. And Ben Affleck,
okay, hey, we're not talking about religion here, Allison. Okay, just leave that out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. And Ben Affleck has done so many movies that are based off, real world stuff.
Yeah, no,
He's proved his acting chops.
Well, and he almost won an Academy Award too. I mean, he did actually win one, but he picks roles that are really interesting too. I think, after he got out of his Kevin Smith phase, he got to do a lot of interesting things. But the Kevin Smith phase got him there, so there's this interesting relationship they have. But Tropic Thunder, Tom Cruise is the best, hands down.
But just to quickly end it with Affleck, and then we can move on. Argo in Air, like he's.
Oh yeah.
Again, I know a lot of people said the same thing about, his best friend.
Yeah. Well, he directed Argo, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He directed and starred in that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's such a good movie, and the fact that it's based on a true story.
Yep. Well, yeah, the Ross Perot hired team. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. And yes, I did make it out of Ohio. It's actually in Toledo. Port Toledo. They somehow lost and ended up in Ohio when they used to be part of Michigan, so I do feel bad for them.
Wasn't Klinger from Toledo?
I do not know.
MASH. Oh, sorry.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember if he's from Toledo. Okay. Have you seen A Walk in the Clouds?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
I know. If you were to kill his dog, shit would happen. But
This looks like what's Much to Do About Nothing. I actually had to watch that. We watched that in high school with him in it.
What?
It was terrible.
What?
Much to Do About Nothing.
Oh, that's a movie?
It's a Shakespearean play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was in it, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I don't know. It was terrible. It looks like that.
Well, I have never seen this movie. I believe I would want to watch My Life before this.
Yeah, Keaton and Keaton and Pfeiffer. Yeah, definitely more so.
Okay, so wait. Oh, so Allison said, "Baby Keanu, this was a fun movie, but fluffy." All right, so Allison, I'm gonna let you decide. Does this go above My Life and Rat Race? You get that decision, Allison. We are letting you make the decision. You're not moving up further than that. It's a panty. Well, Rat Race is more fun. Well, you say it's a panty drencher. I mean, that sounds like something that I'd be willing to watch with a significant other than. Right. So Allison says Rat Race ahead of Walk in the Clouds. All right. So sorry, Michael Keaton. I don't think you'll be at the bottom, though.
Oh, you never know.
Woody says, never saw this. Looks like some kind of Tuscany time movie. I never heard of it. All right.
No, I have not heard of that one either.
All right. So we're back to if we haven't seen Scary Movie 3, I'm guessing we missed 5 too.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson is in it. Somehow Charlie Sheen has survived. Has anyone seen Scary Movie 5, and would any of them say they like it? Because I've never seen it. And Matthew, you said...
No.
Did anyone watch anything after the first one? Like, I'm not even joking.
I probably saw 2, maybe 3. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, they made 5. Hell, they may have made more for all I know. We only made up to 5 on here.
Drop it down to the bottom. Nobody cares.
All right, well, then it stays right below My Life. Woody gave up after 3, so Woody actually went and saw 3.
Like I said, I want to say I gave him at least a trilogy. I don't know.
The saddest part is 3 is still sitting in number 4 spot.
Yeah, get him, Allison.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought there would be more stuff than this, but yeah, no. Like, now I'm looking at these like I haven't seen most of these movies. So I think here's the shocker, or one of the shockers, is Ghost.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that Ghost is a bad movie. It may not be something that you want to watch every weekend, but it is an actual really good movie.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed that it's been many years since he's passed away, and we haven't got Ghost 2 yet. But probably contract dispute. I heard that joke, and I was like, that is so bad. But I love it. Hello, Mr. Wonderful. What did you think of Ghost?
Oh, I loved it.
You're a movie buff, so I would.
Yeah. No, I loved the movie. Well, when it came out, I remember going to watch it, and I mean, it wasn't exactly my genre at the time, but I saw it, and I went to see it because Patrick Swayze was in it. He was in Roadhouse.
Different roles.
Yeah, and Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and for whatever reason, I guess she was like on Star Trek or something, and I'm like, oh, she's Guinan, and that's cool. She's a comedian, and she's funny, and I wanted to go see it, and I'd probably seen Sister Act or something else with her in it or whatever, but I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was a really interesting story, the way it was told and the way they brought about it, and supernatural stuff. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I don't know where I'd put it on this list though, because it doesn't really fit this list.
Well, we've already gone by movies that we haven't watched either, so I think we need to push it up.
Yeah. Well, Allison, I totally agree with you. It is drama, suspense, romantic, thriller, comedy. It has so many elements. I think that's why I liked the movie so much when I saw it, because it hit all these different beats. They were really interesting.
And it's kind of a fantasy movie or sci-fi type movie without being one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about a bunch of different ghosts. It's about one.
You know what? I'm thinking about it now. Probably why I connected with this more than anything is because of the movie Starman.
Starman.
Yeah. Karen Allen and Jeff Bridges. It was about an alien that came down, and the alien took the form of the character's former husband who had passed away, and then she falls in love with him, but then he's an alien and he has to get home, and the government's hunting him down, and it's really
familiar.
Starman is such a great movie, and this reminded me a lot of Starman, just a different elements in there with the supernatural ghost stuff versus the alien stuff, but similar kind of storyline.
So Viper Scout says,
oh, sorry.
Saw this in the theater with my sisters. Not my type of movie, but the demons that drag souls to hell freak me out.
Yeah, no kidding. And Allison, I love it. I think it is. I mean, it is a Carpenter movie also, so it's on my Carpenter list of stuff. So that's even better. Yeah, I forgot about the Carpenter connection.
And Titan shows up here. Swayze passed because they pitched the sequel. Some have said he's a method actor, and I don't think method.
Oh,
he's sitting at the casting table right now, going, "I'm
hey,
waiting for you guys.
I'm waiting.
I can't believe you guys are making me audition. All right, I was already in it." All right, so
That'd be a little awkward. I'm just saying, a little awkward. Sorry.
I personally am gonna put it above Scary Movie 3.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, it's hard to place on this list with the kind of things that we're talking about, but I mean, cinematically, it's the best movie on the list.
I'm with you 100%. I think it kind of goes back to like the ones we had done before, where we're like, this movie is better than the other movies, but it doesn't fit certain things.
Yeah.
So, but I think just on principle and also the fact that some of these movies we have no idea what they are, I'd say we put it right below Top Secret. But I agree, it doesn't seem to really fit normally what we were talking about. God forbid it wins.
Yeah, you're right.
The vote wins.
That's what we're saying, Allison. It is a good movie. It just doesn't fit the list. It is the best movie we've talked about so far. And you know what? This may go back into that other topic that I mentioned that we might discuss at some point.
What? I forget what that was.
The chick flicks that we watched that
we
actually enjoyed or connected with or whatever.
That is going to be a long list.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, some of them are really good.
So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Better than expected for sure.
Yeah. Just the one. What's the one where Mel Gibson gets hit by lightning?
Oh yeah.
And he can hear what a woman wants.
Yep.
And he can hear all the women's thoughts. That sounds horrifying.
Horrifying. That movie was hilarious to me.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I think Allison is her vote is Ghost for number one. That's what, if Ghost is on the list, that's what she's voting for.
Okay. So Airplane.
I love this movie.
I don't know how you cannot like this movie. It is so dumb that even if you hate dumb comedy, you have to laugh because till this day, they are still saying one-liners from it.
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody hit their timing. Everybody hit the cues. It was just so hilarious, so above so many people's heads, kids. And then when you get June Cleaver coming in to translate jive.
That could never be done today.
Never be done today.
Nope, no way in hell that could be done. People would say that's racist. It'd be all white people complaining that it's racist.
Yeah. Only the white people can.
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen is a genius in
this. This is what made me pay attention to Leslie Nielsen stuff. I mean, I had seen him in some things here or there or whatever, but Airplane is really the one that's like, oh, this guy's hilarious. I want to see more of him being this dumbass.
He has such a straight face when he does things.
Yes.
And there is no way in hell I might be able to deliver one of those lines with a straight face. But he delivers every single line with a straight face. And it's not this guy has no emotion.
Yes.
It's like, this guy doesn't get
it. He doesn't get it.
You know?
It is the oblivious straight face. Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Snow Wolf.
Yes, that's, yeah. But going right down to Stryker, who the dance scene is amazing.
Yes.
Everything about him, why he's scared to, there's an actual story to it, right?
Right.
That he's, why he's scared to fly or to pilot, not even fly as much as pilot.
Right. Well, and so they this is why I like this movie better than Top Hot Shots, because this movie did the PTSD trauma thing better than what they did with Hot Shots, in my opinion, even with the drinking problem and all.
But I think it just everything in this is, I think it's great. Like like you said, the timing is perfect.
Gotcha. Yep, he got you there.
Uh,
The striker scenes from the second Airplane movie.
did I mention the striker scene?
I thought so.
I didn't. I
Okay.
mentioned him. I don't think I mentioned the scene.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when he's trying to remember who he's talking about.
Okay.
But either way, it doesn't matter. That when they go to space.
Yes, I love that one too. The Girl Scout. that was awesome.
The pilot fighting all the Hare Krishnas as they're walking in.
Oh yeah, just knocking them out. All the people,
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, it's a different world. I mean, if you grew up past, when they stopped smoking on airplanes, basically, you wouldn't understand the stuff that took place in airports at the time. I mean, they really were like bus terminals.
I love this movie. I think everything about this, if I put it on, and I tried watching it with the kids, and they just didn't find it that funny.
Yeah.
My son did not find it funny, and we turned on something else.
Yeah.
So for me, it's number one.
It is definitely of its place in time. And I agree, Robert Stack was awesome. I mean, like I said, everybody hit their marks with this one. On this list, I got to put it at the top. Yeah, it's number one of the ones we've discussed so far.
So to this day, I will, if I do something where I remove something, I would do the just kidding when he's trying to land the plane and they have lights on and the lights go out. That's still probably that probably makes me laugh more than anything. So
I mean the Roger and the "Don't call me Shirley" line. I mean, yes. those are eternal. I mean, don't call me Shirley.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley. But he does like 5 or 6 of those. Yes, and he never breaks it. He never cracks a smile. You don't see any.
So if you watch real close, you can see some of the people in the background of some of those takes. That's in the actual final cut of the movie where they're losing their freaking mind.
Yes, Leslie Nielsen is, again, he was genius.
It's such genius.
And if you want to say, hey, he played the same character in every movie, I'd say that's fine. I don't care.
Right.
He was supposed to.
Yep.
All right, so that's number one. And then we're going to come up with Hot Shots Part 2.
Part 2. Yes, I love this more than Hot Shots, the first one. I don't know why. There's just so much more into it with the Rambo thing and the Vietnam piloting thing and all the stuff that they threw in. This one just hit all the right chords for me. I really love this version of the sequel.
We have this Mexican restaurant. It's an authentic Mexican restaurant right down the street. Now, everything here now in Michigan, I think maybe everywhere now, is smoke-free. They had a smoke-free section, and it was like, honest to God, 6 booths. And the rest of the restaurant, and I remember we'd go there, and you'd ask, you ask at first, and then you're finally like, it doesn't matter. Just give me a seat. It's going to be packed. It doesn't matter. Like, this little section is not, like, the smoke isn't going, oh, we can't go over there. Like, matter of fact, like, all those people have good lungs. We're going to all travel. So I can only imagine airplanes.
Hey, you know what? I love UHF. I do. But I have to agree, this is a better Rambo parody than UHF. But maybe the best one is Gremlins 2. I'm just saying, maybe.
UHF is one that we eventually need to do because
We absolutely have to do
every single
UHF.
parody in that movie is just again, Weird Al is a genius.
So I mean that is also probably why, because it was very timely, and when they dropped the bomb in Saddam Hussein's lap at the end, I died. That was hilarious to me.
So it seems most people like this. I don't tend to remember this all that much. I swear I've seen it, but again, sometimes you get a lot of these movies that kind of blend together.
Yeah.
And if you're not in that right frame, maybe you never go back.
Yep.
But I'm going to let you decide on where you want this. If you want it above Airplane.
No, not above Airplane.
Okay.
But right below Airplane.
You're saying number 2?
Yeah. I do. I like this one way better than Hot Shots. Not way better, but maybe way better. I mean, this one hit all the points with me, and I do like it a lot.
Oh yeah, we know. You get to drink from the fire hose. Everything about UHF is hilarious.
Yes,
right? Everything. And that is one of those movies that some people don't find funny.
And that reminds me, we're talking about UHF. I need to see the damn movie Weird.
Oh yeah,
because because Weird Al allowed it to be made.
Yes,
but it's not a biopic. It's a parody of a biopic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's not even a biopic. It's a parody of a biopic because none of that shit happened in his life.
So that right there is like, I mean, that is a perfect biopic for Weird Al.
Exactly.
And that is someone who understands his place in history.
Yep.
And cinematic history and music history.
Yeah.
How amazing he was.
Yes. And I love it. I love it that they picked Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe was all about it and wanted to do it. I've been dying to see this movie. Thanks for reminding me. I need to go pick that one up.
Isn't that on Apple?
No, it was on some other.
Maybe it's on Peacock then.
It was like on Roku or something. It was on. Yeah, I don't know. It was on something that we don't have. So I don't know.
If only there was a computer around where we could look it up.
If only.
Woody had a question for you.
With the what? With the food scene?
It's part 2, the one with the food scene.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, they did. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I do get them mixed up in my head sometimes. But I just remember laughing so much more at this one, and the Rambo parody.
Food sex scene.
Yes, okay. I'm pretty darn sure that was part 2.
And now I. All right, well, on to An American Carol. I have no idea. It has Leslie Nielsen in it.
Of course it does, because, I mean, why wouldn't it?
You have Kevin Farley, Kelsey Grammer, Leslie Nielsen, Trace Atkins, Dennis Hopper, James Woods, Robert Davey, Jeffrey Arurd, David Alan Grier, and John Vaught.
I mean, I love every one of those guys. David Alan Grier, I thought was one of the funniest guys on In Living Color. So I like seeing him and stuff. This movie, from what I remember, wasn't very good.
Okay, I want to say something. I don't know if there were any non-funny guys on In Living Color.
You know what?
There's only like 5 of them. 5 that I remember.
And as much as I like Keenan and how it was his brainchild to do all this stuff, I think he was the least funny of everybody on there.
I would agree with you completely. I would yes. I would have to agree with you on that. But everyone on that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that's for sure. I mean, they hit all the marks on that show. Was perfectly timed, place and time genius.
probably couldn't be done again either.
Could never be done again. And what was so hilarious to me is that Damon Wayans and David Allen Greer, they made fun of stuff that you can't make fun of today.
No, and I would say that may be a movie, or maybe a TV show other than Bosom Buddies, where guys dress up like girls the most. I was gonna say the most, and then I thought about Bosom Buddies, and
Bosom Buddies. So you forget Kids in the Hall.
So oddly enough, I brought Kids in the Hall up a while back, and no one seemed to remember.
Oh,
I don't remember much about Kids in the Hall. I love laughing.
Kids in the Hall.
I remember These Are the Daves I Know, but yeah. I remember loving Kids in the Hall. I just don't remember much about it.
I love Kids in the Hall, and the sad part was that there's only really 2 actors from that I've ever seen in other things, and the one that I thought was the most funny was the gay guy who always did the cross-dressing stuff, the blonde-haired guy. And I never remember seeing him in anything else. And I was like, he is so freaking funny. What's the deal?
I'm trying to think. Because I did just watch something not too long about, it was a documentary about it. Or at least maybe one of them talking. It's the guy that's saying, These Are the Daves I Know, I remember.
Yeah. Mad TV was just bad, Viper Scout. I don't know what else to say. That just never made me laugh.
I never got it. I have to go back and watch some more of the Kids in the Hall because I remember loving it, but I don't remember anything. Yes,
I crush your head. I crush your head.
I remember that. Like I said, These Are the Daves I Know. Like you go ahead and watch that, and you start singing it. These are the Daves I know. And he goes through all the different days.
Yeah. But back to American Carol. I don't remember too much about it. I don't think it was very good. I don't remember seeing it. I love the cast that's in there. And it's like, it's such a great cast, but I just don't remember it being that funny.
But you know what? We have that happen a lot. Yeah. You put a wonderful cast and you're like, yeah. I know nothing about this. I would probably want to watch this less than my life.
I don't know. I have a little more interest than my life in watching this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would rather watch my life than this.
No, I'd rather watch this than my life.
Okay, well, then fine. You can. You tell Batman that you pushed him over. King Carol. All right, so listen, that's not going to win. We're not voting on it. We'll just say that. I'm willing to bet we're never going to watch it. And like Leslie Nielsen is back. Did you see this movie? It clearly came out around the time the X-Men did. I don't.
No, I don't remember this at all.
I don't either. I
don't even remember hearing about it. I remember seeing Mystery Men. I saw Mystery Men. I love that one.
Yeah.
But this it looks like it's a 2000 somethings movie because it's got like a Hugh Jackman Wolverine over there.
It's got the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And then obviously they picked up Pamela Anderson because she's obviously in the Fantastic Four outfit, but clearly because of barbed wire. Viper Scout says, I actually like this movie, but it's terrible.
I gotta say,
those are some of the best movies.
Yeah, no, I agree. They are. When they're so terrible, they're good.
So bad that they're good. I can't speak. Viper Scout says that it's so bad that it's good. It says it's a scene from a scene parody of Spider-Man. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Is that Canadian speak? Well, Scary Movie 2 might be underrated, but that's not on here because they didn't do that.
They didn't do that one.
They did do 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5. Yes. You know what? I mean,
is it as bad as Barbed Wire? I don't think it could be.
You never know. I mean, it certainly could be.
Well, just to the fact that Viper Scout says it's terrible, but he likes it, I'm gonna put it above Rat Race.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, well, Allison liked Rat Race, so maybe above A Walk of Clouds.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, it's not gonna come in the top 5, so
it doesn't
matter. We're just ranking at this point. Airplane 2 the sequel. Would you say this is a lot like the first one?
It's too similar.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
It is funny. But honestly, I mean, like the horror movie genre, the comedy genre, when you start getting into sequels, they just don't match up. Except for Hot Shots Part 2. I mean, occasionally it happens. But this one just didn't. It doesn't spark my interest to watch it again.
Yeah, I think most of the funny jokes were done in. Well, it had its funny parts.
Mm-hmm.
The striker.
Yep.
Which I don't think anyone saw it coming when he said striker. Yeah. He happens to be a girl. The guy punches him. You're not doing that today, I'll tell you that much. But she had to blow her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did have Shatner in it.
It did have Shatner.
That's right. I forgot that it had William Shatner in it.
Yeah, but William Shatner was also in Fanboys.
Yeah. Nope, like this is all from a list of things they've done.
Yeah,
I believe all of them did this one too, because a lot of these movies is just one of them directing or producing or writing one. Most of the newer movies that we'll see. For me, I would still put this above. It'd go right behind Ghost.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, I guess.
I mean, I've never seen Rat Race or the superhero movie, but I'd still rather go back and watch Airplane 2 than invest time into those movies.
I do love the tagline though. Airplane 2, the sequel.
Well, we kind of get that with the Naked Guns.
I actually don't think that they had anything to do with Airplane 2.
Really? Because it was on the list of.
No, but it's not. But
unless if I think I got rid of the list.
They weren't even producers. They weren't producers. They weren't writers. They weren't directors.
Well, then we just wasted our time and.
Bye.
We're just gonna delete that slide. Because it ain't gonna win. It ain't gonna win anyway. Allison, you may be absolutely correct that when I went through it, I just saw Airplane 2 there, and I just grabbed the picture, thinking, "Oh, it's gonna be there." So, all right. Well. It never existed.
All right. Yep. Are we on to Scary Movie 3? It's the best of the Scary Movie trilogy that we've talked about so far, but where are we?
We're on to Mafia.
Mafia. Oh, I vaguely remember this one.
I don't remember it at all. And good luck trying to find a picture of it because you type in mafia, and believe me, there's 1,000 other pictures that come up. It did have a bunch of names in it.
Yep.
And this is spaghetti. Do you remember this at all?
I do. Very, very vaguely remember it. I mean, I like Jay Moore. I think I like some of the stuff he's in. Lloyd Bridges was in it. But quite honestly, it's pretty darn forgettable because, I don't know. Did you see, was it Yonkers or something like that? There's a couple kind of 1920s era movies that were coming around the same time frame. And this one just kind of got lost in the mix as it's supposed to be Godfather. It's supposed to be a parody of Godfather.
Yeah.
And so some of the stuff was really funny, having Deep Roy come out of that guy's pants. But I just don't think it hit the same notes as like Airplane or Hot Shots.
Oh, yeah. So Woody says it was funny but stupid at the same time. It's okay. So Woody, I feel like you're the only one that remembers it. I'm going to let you kind of decide where you want to put it. As long as it's below top secret. So Woody, I'm going to let you decide where do you think we should put it? Anywhere after 6 or after 5.
Yeah, I mean, I watching the trailer for it, I remember some of this stuff, but it just doesn't have the same quality.
All right, so Woody says number 9. All right, I'm fine with that.
All right, let's go. Number 9.
Like I said, we're only going to be voting on the top 5.
I don't know this one.
It has Kathy Bates in it and Rupert Everett.
I can't imagine Kathy Bates being funny. I don't know.
I can say that I got to laugh because it.
The dwarf.
Yes. Like, can you say stuff like that?
Nope. Yeah,
no,
I
it
got
is
nothing on
not.
this.
I remember watching that movie, Sex Drive, though. I don't remember it, but I remember laughing really hard at it. I have no idea what this movie is.
No, I don't either.
Like, it doesn't even, like... It's from the producers and director of My Best Friend's Wedding, which, if you look at the screen, you can see what's coming up next. I'm okay with leaving it right here.
Yep, no, I'm good with that. I have no idea what this movie is, so.
Titan says, are these actual movies at this point or just pictures and memes? You know what? Honestly, they might be, all right? The ZAZ guys may have put this together and just did that to fool people. All right, so we'll leave that. So here's another one that I feel does not fit on the list.
Yeah.
It is more of a real movie.
Yeah.
I believe I've seen it at one point, and it can go on the list that you had talked about before.
Right.
Chick flicks that we actually enjoyed. But I gotta say, I would much rather watch My Best Friend's Wedding than some of these other movies. What do you think?
I don't have much of an opinion on this one. I don't remember ever seeing it.
I don't remember seeing it either, but I know it. It's kind of like, all the Indiana Jones movies I've never seen.
What's it called? My Best Friend's Wedding? Or what?
You've never heard of My Best Friend's Wedding?
No, I think I've heard of it. It's not on the list of movies that they did.
I think it's an Abrahams movie later on,
Okay.
or Zucker, because this one here flat out says at the top from the producer and director of My Best Friend's Wedding. So, like I said, there's a lot of movies on here that I have no idea. Because later on in their life, when they all split up, they went on to do like direct and produce like real movies or write real movies. That's why there's a lot on here that I just had no idea.
Hell, I can't even find it on IMDb.
Okay, wait a minute. Did we already have 3 in here? We did.
Yes.
Or do we have 3 all the way down?
I don't remember if we talked about
Wait a minute. I have it on twice, so
okay. On. I was gonna say it's the best of the scary movies that we have on this list.
Big Business.
I got nothing.
I thought this was going to be a really good idea until you see some of the other movies they did, especially the later ones. Allison says, Big Business is fun, but tries too hard to be a family movie. That's kind of what I see too.
Yeah, and seeing the actresses involved, and I can kind of see the premise of it. It's of that era. They were selling box office tickets. I see why they made it. I got nothing. No interest.
I do want to say this. It has nothing to do with this movie. I remember watching Bette Midler's stand-up comedy and laughing my ass off, especially when she would pop open her bra and show off her tits. And I just remember thinking that she's like this. I saw her as like this. I don't want to say a prude because I was younger, but like a family type person. And then you see her do that, and she'd open them. They would just open up by how she would move on purpose, and you're just like, wow, she has an edge to her.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you there. I think that they could have been more than what they were.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think we have to move it above. I'm sorry. I think it's got to go above My Life because I think
Does it go above My Life? I think I want to see My Life before I want to see that.
All right. Hey, listen. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. All right. It's not like you told me to put the Naked Gun there. First Night.
Okay, so my wife loves this movie.
Okay.
I don't really like it that much. It's got some really good elements, and it should be engaging. I mean, you've got Sean Connery and Richard Gere, and it looks like it should be really good, but I can't watch it. It puts me to sleep.
You seem to really not like it.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's not geared towards me.
It sounds like you feel it's there.
Yes.
Liquid Identity. This list looks like my personal torture list. If you're looking at what we see right now, yes.
Yeah,
I think here, but if we go to the top, I would hope that you would feel differently. But you are right. I think that once you hit like maybe even Ghost and Down, it's not like
it's not that good.
All right. Well,
see, exactly, Allison. It's boring and dull. It should have been so much more. They had such chemistry. They could have done something with it, but they just couldn't pull it off. Not even watchable. I mean, I gotta agree with you there.
So where should we leave it? Because I've never seen it. It looks like a movie like it's got to be pretty good, but everyone seems to say
it's got great production value. It's got great people involved with it. I love all the people involved with it. But no, it really is not watchable.
Well, you know what? We're going to leave it at 18 then.
Okay. They could, yeah, absolutely, Allison. This could have been great.
All right. Brain donors.
This was kind of funny.
I can say I don't remember it. I don't even remember the name. I can tell that it's an 80s movie by the animation in it. It looks like it should be part of the Better Off Dead club.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it kind of does fit in that kind of thing. And I mean, John Trujillo, they've got a bunch of people in there that are hilarious. I thought it was funny. It's entertaining. It's somewhere in the middle of the list for me.
James asked if this is about his coworkers.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
all might ask the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Titan says Brain Donors was like an 80s Three Stooges. Did you read the top of it? in tradition of Abbott and Costello, the Three Stooges, and the Reagan administration. No, this is not political. I've read what it said. All right. Well, where do you think it should go?
I mean, it goes somewhere in the 9s, 10s, middles. I don't really fucking care. I mean, it really it was fun, but it wasn't really that good. And honestly, they didn't write or direct it. You had two Zuckers that were producers on this one. They didn't have much involvement with it.
Yeah,
it was entertaining, but nothing special.
Zorn says, I thought the title was British. So we'll just grab it, and where do you think?
Ooh. It's above my life.
For my life.
For my life.
That has become the Mason Mendoza line right there, man.
The Mason Dixon line?
Mason Dixon line. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of an ass. The Naked Gun 2.5.
I don't know why. Again, this is one where I thought the sequel had some better elements than the first one. I love Naked Gun, but for some reason this one hit me funnier.
Why? I'm drawing a blank on what the second and third one are, and I know I've seen them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love them. What is the second one about?
Oh, The Smell of Fear. This one actually, maybe that's why it had a little more of OJ, but it had some predictive elements of OJ's life.
What's the crime they have to solve? I can't.
You know what? It's been so long since I've seen these. I don't really remember. But I just remember some of these scenes were just so ridiculous that I enjoyed this one a little bit more because it had the pretty woman scene and putting on leather pants, and I mean I like this one a little bit better than I actually like the first Naked Gun. I think they hit some better marks.
Well, I think I personally believe that the Naked Guns will have to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
And then decide on which one we want to put in to vote on. But where would you put it here? I mean, above Top Secret, Hot Shots.
Oh, where's Hot Shots at right now?
Hot Shots is 4. Kentucky Fried Movie is 3. Hot Shots do is already at 2.
I would put it above Hot Shots.
Okay. And I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the second and third one. I'm like, what? Like, I'm drawing a complete blank on it. Because this is one where she breaks up with him.
Yep.
And I just remember he's like, everywhere I look reminds me of her, and it's all boobs.
Yes.
All right. And I think these all okay. So Ruthless People. It was on the list. I know nothing. I don't remember this movie. Nothing.
Which one? What's it called?
Ruthless People.
Oh, Ruthless People. Yeah. Sorry. I thought that was pretty good. I swear it's been
okay. The
25.
nuclear bomb at the Oscars. Now, okay. I like the first one. I remember. Okay, the nuclear bomb at the Oscars. All right. So, Ruthless People. You tell me about it because I've never seen it or even heard of it.
Bill Pullman, Judge Reinhold, Danny DeVito. Come on, they're ruthless people. Bette Midler. They're just fucking terrible people. Everything is terrible in this movie. They're beating the shit out of each other. Dogs pissing on carpets. It's just like everybody's truly just shitty people.
Is it that good?
I thought it was pretty funny.
Because Allison says it's number 1.
I would not go that far.
Yeah, but it's still saying.
But Ruthless People is pretty freaking funny.
Snow Wolf says it's good. Is this the one where Bette Midler was kidnapped?
Is it? Yeah. Yes.
You're right there, Matthew. You're like.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
You're like.
Yeah, she was kidnapped. I think
You're looking like Tony on a toy kind of mood right now, like being bored with the string.
I'm not bored. Sorry. Do I look bored? I'm sorry. I look bored.
I mean, Tony's not bored when he's on the stream ever, guys. No. Anyway.
No, I definitely do like this one. I think Ruthless People's a funny movie. Shitty people.
So I will let you decide on where you think it should go.
What's number 3?
3 is the Kentucky Fried Movie.
I'd put it above Kentucky Fried Movie.
All right. That's a lot, but everyone is saying that it's pretty good. I've never even heard of the movie. But enough people have obviously seen it. It does hurt my soul to put it there. But
I know you want a Kentucky Fried Movie to be number 1.
I don't even care if it's number 1, as long as I just want it to be voted on. All right. So the Naked Gun 3 1/3, the final insult.
I'm sorry. I didn't really care for this one.
I don't remember it. I remember it. I remember. I know I've seen them all, and I laughed at them all. But everything is kind of like run together.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't care for this one. It just wasn't as funny as the other ones.
Yeah, I'm looking at the characters in it.
All right,
you
Allison.
can message me all you want. It's just about getting the top 5, and we're gonna do we'll do the franchise. We won't pick
I absolutely agree, Allison. The third one just tried too hard, and it couldn't pull off the humor, the timing. Everything seems stale in this one. But I love the first two.
So where would you put this one?
I don't know. It's
Would you rather?
It's mid grade.
But would you rather watch it, or would you rather take a chance on my life?
I think I'd rather take a chance on my life.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's another one of those things where they got everybody back together and they tried to do it, and I love the characters in it, but it just wasn't very good.
Do you think OJ killed it?
I think OJ killed it.
All right. I love this movie. Yes, I have seen this movie. The fact that Reggie Jackson was going to assassinate the Queen, who lived like 40 fucking years longer than to me, this is I think one of the funniest movies.
It had a lot of good elements for sure. So many things in it were funny. And it goes back to those police squad things. This was funny for sure.
And just watching all the things that happens to OJ and think like,
yes,
why doesn't that happen in real life?
Yeah,
would have made it way. Just it makes it feel better. I remember watching this with. We watched this. I don't remember watching it with him, with my buddy's mom, but we were talking about it, and she was so upset because she thought that it was disrespectful that Priscilla Presley would do anything like this because she was married to Elvis. Now, we were young at the time and didn't really realize the guy died on a shitter, man. Like
eating a banana, peanut butter banana sandwich on the shitter. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. That's the least of the worst things that someone could have done to disrespect him. But I thought everyone throughout this was awesome. When he goes to take a piss.
Yep. No, I mean, so many great things. And freaking Ricardo Montalban is in it. This is awesome.
Yes.
I love this movie, and it's hilarious. And, there were, so early in the VHS days or whatever, when people were recording stuff on cable and like distributing it, pirate distribution, that's where I got to watch, some Star Wars films to actually have them on tape. My first ones were bootlegs. And, my mom's business partner, who was trying to ingratiate himself, made sure that I got a copy of Airplane and The Naked Gun.
Sorry. He breaks up. And when he spins it, so when he spins it up, right? Oh, okay. Yes. Anyway, you were saying.
I mean, this is classic. It's pure classic. It's hilarious, like Airplane is. It's like Hot Shots Part 2. It's, I mean, it's right up there at the top.
I'm okay with putting it anywhere between 1, 2, and 3. I would put it at number 1.
Really?
But for me, yes. But again, like it's really, as long as it gets in the top 5 and we get to vote on it, at least one of them. I think it's better than the second one.
You think it's okay? So yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on it all the time. We can put it above the second one. That's fine.
So where do you think we should put it?
Yeah, we can put it above the second one. Yeah.
Above Ruthless People? I mean, I've never seen Ruthless People, but
Where's Naked Gun 2.5?
that was number 5.
5. Oh, okay.
But we also don't want to push it out. We don't want it to get pushed out if something pops above it.
I don't think anything's going to pop above the movies that we have on this list right now. I can't imagine.
Well, I also didn't think that this one, Ruthless People, was going to be there either. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I don't.
I think Ruthless People is hilarious, but yeah, no, we can put it there. That's fine.
Okay. My Boss's Daughter.
I vaguely remember seeing trailers for this. I just had no interest.
This is when she was hot.
Yep.
And then she got that weird breast implant that, like.
Yep.
Sorry, like, I mean.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. I think Ruthless People should be on the vote list. But we'll review the top 5 again real quick. Top 6 or 7 again, just real quick at the end.
Yeah. I vaguely remember this. It's not the one that I was thinking. There's another movie that's very similar to this.
Yeah.
But it looks like it probably has some comedy elements that would make me laugh.
Yep.
I put it above Scary Movie 5.
Sure. Okay. I'm good with that.
I don't know if I want to watch. Whatever. Do you remember this?
Holy shit. No, I don't. And you'd think I would because I used to love The Onion.
It was on there. And I'm like, is this a real thing?
You know what? I vaguely remember that they did this. Vaguely. I don't ever remember it. I couldn't tell if it was real or not because of what The Onion is.
That's kind of what I remember. And believe me, the research that I do in this was not very much. Because I kind of knew what we wanted to vote on. I just think that I didn't think there'd be over 30 movies.
Woody, do you even know what The Onion is? Because The Onion was a parody news site. It was one of the first.
It was really good.
Yeah. So The Onion can make fun of it being made. Yes, that's exactly what I thought was happening, which is probably why I never saw it.
Allison, I'm not arguing that it might not be a movie that I would love. I've just never seen it. So I can't put it number 1. I let you guys vote on it, and I think that where it's at is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good right where it is.
All right. So we're going to leave The Onion here because we don't know if it's even real.
That's funny, Woody. I appreciate that. No, it was from the freaking early 2000s.
You've probably heard so many articles from The Onion. You've probably heard it 100 times and didn't even realize that when someone said, "Oh, this comes from The Onion," like you probably didn't even realize what someone was saying. Because they talk about it on the radio all the time. Like if you listen to any type of comedy radio, they'll talk about it.
Allison swears that you're going to see Ruthless People before she dies.
Well, okay. We'll put it right there with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, fuck you. You need to see that goddamn movie.
Okay, so does anyone remember Mental?
I have no knowledge of this movie.
I know that's Sabretooth.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, I don't know this. I think this was maybe the last movie that was actually that I had to get a screenshot for.
It's made
I'm
in
okay.
2012.
I'm okay with leaving it behind the onion because
Yeah, no, that's fine by me. I mean, it was made in 2012. I have no knowledge of this at all, which kind of sucks because I'm like, okay, maybe I want to see it. I don't know. I have no idea.
yeah, Liv
Yeah,
Schreiber,
yeah, that's Lee Shriver. Yeah,
never seen Mental. Maybe because we're all living it. We're like, why would I want to watch that?
right.
All right, Phone Booth. I remember this movie coming out.
I remember it coming out.
I don't know how well it would translate today because
What are phone booths?
I mean, poor Superman. Like, where does he change now?
He's got all the spinny turnstile still. He can do it there.
I never saw this, but this is when Colin Farrell, if I remember correctly, was at the top of his game. I remember all the
Top of his game. Was he ever at top of his game? I mean, I know people liked him for a minute, but most people thought he was just a weirdo.
Wait a minute. Everyone has the top of their game. It just doesn't mean that it's good.
Okay. All right.
Colin Farrell's done some really good stuff. I don't think as a lead he's ever been great.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
I think he's a really good actor, but I don't think as a lead that I could say one thing.
He put his heart and soul into playing Bullseye in that Daredevil movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And what, the Total Recall remake? I mean, those are the only two things that I can pull from my head that he's been in. I know he's been in other stuff, but he was the Penguin, right?
Yep. But you didn't know.
But nobody fucking knew it.
Yeah. So here's a hot topic, or hot button.
Yeah, absolutely, Allison. Totally agree.
I don't think that the Total Recall remake is bad.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I'm not trying to compare it to the first one.
No, it's totally different than the first one,
Yes.
but it actually follows the original storyline a little bit better. Slight differences, obviously, with the tunnel through the earth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought the premise and the idea and everything was similar enough. I actually like the director's cut of that Total Recall movie. I thought it was okay.
I'm almost scared to say this because I don't want to get flagged on anything. I don't need to get flagged
No.
for my toy channel.
Woody, it already has. I'm sorry. You're a little late to the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we are living it. The moment I start seeing Gatorade be used to water the grass because of the electrolytes.
Yes, water the grass with Gatorade. So because plants crave electrolytes.
Maybe we should have done Kevin Smith movies. I think that would have been more relevant to.
Maybe, but there's only a handful of those, and those are easy to get through, and I love all of them. But
I think picking something where there's like 3 people that did directing and producing,
yeah,
it ended up going pretty far. But anyway, Phone Booth here. It's actually something I wouldn't mind to sit down and watch. I like the idea of it, and I remember I think he couldn't leave. I'm like, how can you do a movie where he's in the phone booth the whole time? I remember.
This is Speed, but in a phone booth, so it doesn't move, so it's not Speed. So it's fucking lame as shit. What are you moving this up?
Well, I think it goes above. So this is a movie that actually kind of interests me to watch. I remember being interested in it.
Okay, so more than My Life.
Yes, I would rather watch this than My Life.
Okay.
I would probably want to watch it more than. I would want to watch it more than a lot of these movies. That's not saying much.
It's not saying much.
Like if someone said let's watch phone, because I remember the commercials and thinking that it was interesting.
No, I agree. I thought there was a passing interest in it, but and at the time you're right. Colin Farrell was kind of hot in the scene, and people were interested in what Colin was doing, and this movie came out and it's like, oh, this looks like a thriller, like it's interesting, whatever. But no, the movie was shit.
I think there's good. All right. I have not seen Basketball.
What?
I know there are some people that love this movie. I just
What?
I never got around to watching it.
This movie's dumb as shit. I'm sorry.
Is it dumb in a bad way or in a good way?
For me, in a bad way. I don't like these types of movies. I mean, I like Dodgeball, but I thought Dodgeball had some really good elements to it. But Basketball, this was dumb as shit. Dodgeball is fucking awesome. Basketball is kind of shit.
I had no interest to watch it. There was nothing that even today, I look at it, I don't see anything that's appealing to me. Woody says it's dumb in a bad way. Viper Scout loves it.
Yeah. I mean, it has some of those same elements as Dodgeball. I just don't think it has the. It feels like a copy of Dodgeball and a bad copy of Dodgeball to me, and that's why I never connected with it.
So where would you put it?
Ah, fuck! I don't want to see that movie. I don't fucking care where it goes.
All right, well, we'll just move on to 29. Friends with Benefits.
Oh, forget this movie. Leave it right where it is. Move on. Go to the next one.
Why? I'm like, are you just saying it? Because
Friends with Benefits? I mean, Justin Timberlake? Fuck you.
Justin Timberlake has done some pretty good stuff.
He has.
I hate to admit, I want to hate the guy, but he's funny.
Yep.
And he's done some pretty good roles when it comes to what is it? Social? What's it called?
Social Media. Yeah, no,
yes.
that one. I did enjoy Social Media, but this one, forget about it.
But she's hot.
Okay. Friends with Benefits, man. This movie is terrible.
It's not, it's hard. It's hard to look at her and even Ashton Kutcher, knowing how they support their buddy who was convicted of rape and is sitting in prison for like 30 years. You know what? Maybe they didn't want to believe it. I don't know. Whatever. I mean.
But
but they're still supporting him is my thing. It's like, anyway, a whole nother thing. Sometimes you have. I'm the one that said you have to separate certain things, and yet sometimes I have a hard time.
No, it's understandable when something makes that kind of a personal connection, and you're like, no, fuck that shit.
But at the same time, she's never done anything as good as Tom Cruise has done 80 times over.
I don't think Justin's that bad, but no. I mean, I'm not a big fan. But
Justin Timberlake in the social media, right? Is it the Social Media?
Yeah, I think he was in Social Media. Yeah.
No, is that the name of it?
Yes, I believe that is the name of the movie. I know what you're talking about.
No, The Social Network. Is that
The Social Network? Yeah, that.
Okay.
I know.
Anyway,
I know what movie you're talking about.
The Making of Facebook. That one, and then what is the one where? Oh, it's a true story, and they end up killing like a 15-year-old because his brother owed them drugs.
Yes, well, I've seen
Top Dog is like Top Dog or something. He's really good in that.
Yep,
I've seen him in a bunch of things. He's really good. But yeah, and he's funny too. You see those banana skits, and you're like, "Fuck, I don't want to laugh at this," but god damn it. Just so you guys know, the writer of The Naked Gun, Kentucky Fried, Top Secret, and Airplane also wrote and directed Basketball.
Yep.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's why it's on here. Doesn't mean everything they did was good.
That's funny. I get it.
She was in a movie that I just watched. Is it Bad Moms?
Probably.
And she was fucking hilarious. I forget what it was. She is hilarious in it.
I always thought she was kind of funny. I mean,
she was played a bitch perfect.
Well, which is who she plays well.
Yeah, like it was perfect. So we can leave this here. I mean,
yep. Next.
It's not going to make the top 5 anyway. So
nope. Next.
I don't know.
I have no fucking idea what this is.
I don't think Jon Lovitz is funny.
I think Jon Lovitz is funny in certain situations. There's a couple times that I think he's fucking hilarious, but for the most part, he's annoying as shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wasn't he with who was he with for the longest time?
Oh, I have no idea.
Julia Roberts, I believe.
Really?
I want to say it was him.
How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, I believe it was him.
Must be the nose.
And that's what people were like, dude. So I don't know this movie.
Yeah, leave it where it is. Move on.
Okay, that's good. We're done.
Oh, we're done. Okay.
That's the end.
Okay, so let's go back up to the top 5.
Wasn't that enough?
Yes.
All right. I'm perfectly fine with this top 5.
They're saying it was Morgan Fairchild, which still, same thing. How the hell did that happen?
Julia Roberts, I thought, was someone that was super fucking ugly, too.
I don't know. I thought she was with Richard Gere, who likes gerbils up the butt, but whatever.
All right. So, other than Ruthless People, this is where I assumed we'd land on at least these top 4. What? Wait a minute. What?
I agree. He was funny on The Critic.
Well, isn't Mila and Ashton all natural and they don't wear deodorant and shit now? Yeah, no, that's okay. I'd probably want to date with Justin Timberlake too. That's true.
Hey, going on a date with him doesn't mean you have to have sex with him. It just means you went and had a conversation. You had a little, whatever.
he seems like a fun guy. He seems like he realizes he was a joke for a while.
Yeah.
And he has turned everything around.
Yeah.
In many ways. So, what do you think about the top 5 here?
Okay, so we got Airplane. What's in the top 5? Airplane and
top Hot Shots Do.
Spark Do. Naked Gun. Ruthless People.
Ruthless People.
And what's
the Kentucky Fried Movie?
That's our list.
So if I look down, Top Secret would be the only one that I would say kind of got pushed out.
Yeah.
Naked Gun 2.5. Like I said, I wouldn't want to have 2. I wouldn't want 2 from the same franchise for us to vote on.
I agree.
But I think the Naked Gun is better than the second one. But
okay.
To me, I think this list is actually, other than Ruthless People, because I don't know it. It's not. I'm not saying that's not good. Before people jump down my throat. But okay, so we'll put this up for the vote, and we'll have it run through next Friday. So we have all weekend to watch it.
It didn't pan out that way. I do like Top Secret also, but I think Naked Gun and Airplane and I think they're all good. But
I thought Top Secret was funny, but I didn't think it was that good.
No, I agree. I
didn't think it was as good as the other movies.
I agree. I agree with you on that. I do like Top Secret for a lot of reasons, but it didn't hit the same chord as Naked Gun or Hot Shots Part 2 or Airplane.
Just that he's riding a bullet here with his gun out. With his back. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Now, I can't remember. Was the condom scene in this one or in the
Yes.
second one? It was in the first one. Okay.
I practice safe sex. And,
Yeah.
And he grabs his suit and he goes like this, and it just comes. But yeah, so we'll vote on these 5. I'll put up in the community tab. We'll get more than 20 people voting, which means a bunch of people that didn't watch this, which is fine. Hopefully, we can get people. Again, when I started doing this, I think.
Okay. So there's a mistype. Allison made a correction there. She agrees.
Okay. It happens. We can remove this here.
You got to do a Jim Carrey movie list someday.
Oh,
that's fair.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I had such a mental block trying to figure out something to do. I think because I had so many videos that I was doing, I'm just like, why can't I think of anything? A Jim Carrey list would have been better. The Kevin Smith movies would have been a better list altogether. I didn't realize that there'd be so many other movies
that we had never even heard of.
And I was just like, I'll throw all these in. But then it ends up being movies like you and I, neither one has seen. Now, for me not to see something isn't always a shocker. When you're like, I vaguely remember this, just like going, all right, well.
Well, I don't catch everything, but I try to dive into the film a little bit.
So random, I like the idea. The issue with like the 90s sci-fi list or Matthew's idea of romantic chick flicks. I'm going to use it. Chick flicks that we actually like.
Yeah.
That there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And how do you narrow it down? You know what I mean? Like you have to combine a list and you can't just have everything in there.
Yep.
That's what makes that difficult. And sci-fi, as much as I love that idea, if you do sci-fi list, Star Wars out, right? Boom, Star Wars is out right away because it's going to win, right? One of the movies is going to win. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, probably. But I also don't think Star Wars is sci-fi, but that's a whole other topic.
Well, what do you consider sci-fi?
Well, I mean, Star Trek, Event Horizon, things that actually tackle philosophical, psychological topics. Star Wars is more fantasy, so it's sci-fantasy. Yeah.
We could do a list that doesn't lead into watching a movie like greatest franchises of all time.
Well, okay, no, we can't because most of those franchises have been completely destroyed in the last 4 years.
Well, first and foremost, after George Lucas retired, that none of those movies or shows count.
Rogue One was okay.
What?
Rogue One was okay.
I agree, but Rogue One, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even dislike Solo. I just don't think we needed Solo.
Yeah, I don't.
But when I watch Solo, I go, I'm fine with it. Didn't need it.
My wife worked in that movie. I'm offended that you say that it's not sci-fi. No, I totally get it. It is science fantasy. There's no science fiction in there. There's no philosophical concepts really, but it's an adventure movie, and I love it. And it is total fantasy.
So I guess what we're seeing here is we would have a conflict of what people even think is. But I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea that we could do something that we could break stuff down.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the idea of doing. I like the idea of just doing, and we would do a voting poll because we can do that.
Dune is so dense. It is it's a lot for people to take in if they've never read the complete series of books.
Are you talking about the new one?
Well, Dune, period, at all. Like the novelizations of Dune, like the original books that were written. And then you're talking about the movies and the sequel to and the third one. And people are not ready for what happened if they haven't read Dune or they don't understand Dune. Paul Atreides is the villain. Okay, I'm just spoiling it for you. He's not a good guy.
We watched the latest Dune, and my kids we were bored as shit. It was long.
I totally understand. If you're not heavy into sci-fi, then it doesn't hit the right spots for people. No, we're not doing that. No.
Okay, so can I tell you something? I almost threw that up there because I just wanted to get something done, and I knew that. And as much as I may rag on it, it would have ended up with the cartoon movie because it's still by far the best. But if I was gonna rank the G.I. Joe movies, I would probably put all the miniseries as one movie, like
Each
Rubber Dominator.
Each one of those miniseries is a movie.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So you'd have to put added those. Okay, yeah. If we did that, it'd be interesting.
But trying to find them and watch them, because I know it's on, like, you can watch them.
Tubi. One of them is not on Tubi. Revenge of Cobra, I don't think is on Tubi, but all of the others are. But as for live action G.I. Joe, the extended action cut of Retaliation tells a better story than the theatrical version. And I like that one the best of the live action G.I. Joe. But that's also because I love the 12-minute silent interlude sequence that they did fighting Red Ninjas.
I don't care what anyone says. That part of the movie is still good.
Yeah.
That part of the movie is awesome.
It's amazing. And the director, John Chu, who's famous now for directing like dance movies and stuff like that, but he set that up with the actual Hasbro toys and created zip lines and did it across the couches and chairs and set up the whole thing. That's how he storyboarded that scene for that 12-minute sequence. He used actual toys.
All right, so this here is where would become a problem, and I like the idea, but Matthew and I strongly disagree with First Contact and The Wrath of Khan. I still think the First Contact is the best, but I like the Next Generation better.
I'm a Kirk Sisko fan. Kirk and Sisko, they're my captains.
And Matthew doesn't like the new Star Trek movies, and I think there's more better new Star Trek movies than either the Next Generation or the original series. I think the J.J. Abrams movies are better. There's more better ones than the other ones. I hate all the original.
There is one tolerable Abrams Star Trek movie, and that was his bid to make a Star Wars movie, because
and that bothers me.
Because everything in that movie was based on him trying to get Star Wars. And
shut your mouth.
They have no. Speaking mostly, I agree with you.
You're wrong.
He is totally better than Picard because he was a better leader. He was a better commander. He was a better person. He's a better father. He had all of it put together in the best captain that Star Trek has ever had. And I love Kirk. But Sisko was so much better than Picard. And I loved when he told Picard off. He's a little
bitter guy. Picard was a Borg.
Picard never should have been put back in normal rotation. He should have been retired. That is too much psychological trauma. should have been on.
Well, we've
sent off
already
to go do
discussed that they would have never let Riker step back and become
No,
first
that's for
officer
sure.
again.
That's for damn sure.
Oh, did you just save the Federation? You can be first officer.
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of with you. I think that at that point in real life, like he would have been made the captain of the Enterprise, and you would have taken him out.
Yep.
But
Sisko was more human than Picard. I cannot agree with that statement anymore because he had the son, he had the loss of his wife, he had this conflict within him about being a religious figure and being a commanding officer, and the stuff that he had to sacrifice to be a commanding officer. They actually got into detail about the stuff that he had to do, his principles that he had to sacrifice sometimes to get the job done. There's so many great stories in Deep Space Nine that are far better.
Picard is still my favorite captain, other than Riker, who somehow commanded a whole fleet of the exact same ship in Picard.
Right?
Was it season 1?
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I thought Riker became admiral at some point.
Fuck that Picard series, except for season 3. 1 and 2 don't exist. The third season is awesome.
One was okay to watch.
Yeah.
2 was just bad.
Not if you like Star Trek. It wasn't good at all. What? It had no Star Trek principles, concepts, or anything. The entire universe is fucked, and everybody's a fucking asshole, including Picard, through the whole goddamn thing. And then he fucking dies and becomes a fucking robot so they can continue the shit. The whole thing is garbage. Season 3 tries to retcon some of that stuff, and that's why season 3 of Picard is up for some major awards, some Emmys and stuff like that are coming up, because they actually did a good job of telling a fucking story.
Season 3 was great.
Yes, it was the only season worth.
Season 3.
It's the only season worth watching.
Like I said, season 1 I watched. It was decent, as in just watching. Season 2 was awful. But I'm sorry, Picard is still, in my opinion, the best captain.
If he's your favorite captain, how the fuck could you watch season 1 and 2 of Picard and not say, what the hell?
I just said it was decent to watch.
It's not!
You are like Allison the moment she sees a movie with fucking Tom Cruise in it.
No, I prefer good content, and I don't care who's acting in that content. It must be good content, and that was not even watchable.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would have to rewatch it again, but I don't care that much. I just remember season 3 was really good.
Season 3 was great, and it was, to me, the epitaph of the Next Generation. And yes. There's a lot of Next Generation that I did love a lot. I loved so many of the storylines that they brought in Next Generation. Don't take me wrong. I love Picard, but Sisko's my guy.
I've discussed this before with other things in life. Because you say you like Sisko more than Picard doesn't mean you're saying you don't. It's kind of like when people would get mad, by saying Wayne Gretzky was the greatest hockey player. You're not saying Mario Lemieux or Steve Yzerman wasn't good,
right,
or great. Just one was better. So just because you like something more doesn't mean that you're saying. I hate that everyone takes it that way.
Oh, well, I agree.
Well, I just think I like Picard. I like the Next Generation the best. I like the whole Borg idea.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. There's some real shit shows in the Next Generation. All right. Cost season 1. Actually, season 1 wasn't as bad. It was just looking at their outfits. You were like, why are they spandex?
I got to disagree with you there. Janeway was not that great of a captain. She did some very weird stuff that I didn't agree with.
I never liked. I didn't care for Voyager to begin with.
It had too many weird elements going on. There were some certain characters I liked in it. I didn't mind watching it, but it didn't hit the same beats as I like in Star Trek.
But okay, first off, speaking moistly, Ray Bork. Let me explain something to you. Nicholas Lidstrom ran circles around him as the greatest defenseman of all time. Ray Bourque had to leave Boston because he couldn't lead them to a championship and had to go play for the Colorado Arrogance for 2 years. And then those assholes retired his fucking number. All right?
The Colorado Arrogance. I love it. I hate that fucking team so much.
So again, this is completely derailing everything. After midnight here, they were talking about like, does Detroit have any rivalries? And like all of Detroit teams, because they sucked for so long, and they were bringing up because Detroit played Colorado, and they're like, well, they're in different divisions now. They don't really play. They don't play anymore, and the Wings have been bad. Colorado has been good, and I'm just like, I hate that fucking team. There will never be another team other than Ohio State that I hate more, because living in the 90s as a hockey fan, the shit they did. And again, it was one player, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they had a real rivalry.
Yep.
And a lot of that meant from being smashed, the name in there. They're smashing Draper's face into the boards, being the dirtiest fucking hit I've ever seen in hockey, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because you just don't do that. But I hate that team. And again, people don't know that. You had no idea that I didn't like Ray Bourque.
Well, you guys heard one of my rants tonight, so yeah, there you go.
Hey, you can ask about Super 7 on Mondays. We're not talking toys today.
War chest full of toys. I agree with you. The entire thing, even the stuff before Klutzman took over and everything, it's all terrible.
I do like the spin-off show.
Which one?
What I saw.
Which one?
The one where they're kind of like retconning everything. Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I was gonna say some people like Lower Deck, some people like Strange New Worlds. I can't get into it because I see what they did to Spock in those shows, and I'm like, no, that's not Spock.
I agree. I feel like they tried fixing him having a sister, which
that was dumb as shit. And then when they say all of his human qualities come from number one, instead of his mother, I don't know. The stuff that they did to Gregory Peck's Spock in that series, I'm like, no, I can't do it.
I really like the actor that plays Pike.
Anson Mount is great as Pike, and that's what's so frustrating about the whole thing is because, I mean, the first season he was in, they fucking cucked him. They took away all of his ability to command because nobody in a modern day knows what a fucking command structure is and what the military is or what that discipline is supposed to be like. And they think everybody should have an opinion and a say and shit, and that's not the way it works.
Yeah, I think he's, when I see him in something, he was cast good for what was that show he was on? The Marvel show.
Oh, I forget. Was he on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something?
No. The one they don't even admit existed.
Which one?
The one with the giant dog on it.
Oh, not the Eternals, the Inhumans. Yeah.
Again, he was cast good. It's not his fault of what they did.
I totally agree because he could have been great as Black Bolt, but
And the dog, the girl that owned the dog, she was hot. Had like that streak in her hair. She was hot.
Star Trek Continues is amazing, and despite anything that you've heard, I've met that guy in person, and he is a great human being. The other stuff I think is a lot of hearsay, but that's another story. Star Trek Continues is the last season of the original series, in my opinion. That leads right up. They told a story that ended right where the movie would pick up the motion picture.
What is that? Is it a book or?
No, it's a web series where they put together 45-minute episodes written by DC Fontana and some of the original creators of Star Trek, by a guy that I won't say his name because this whole thing will get flagged and everything else. Whatever. He's a voice actor, and he played Kirk, and they had a cast that was really good, and they created sets, and they recreated that original series vibe, and they kind of told the last year of the series, and they brought back some storylines. It's a web series, and you can only see it on the web on YouTube, I think, because they can't sell it. They can't do anything with it because Paramount owns it all. But it was really good.
I would be up for a list of the hottest Star Trek characters. But unfortunately, we only have so many people that watch this, and Allison is one of them, and I don't want to alienate one of our few watchers. But I would have to put Riker on that too, just because.
Yeah, you got to put Riker on it. I mean, he's got that charisma. I mean, everybody. I mean, he had an entire species. Well, one character from an entire species that's genderless. Yeah, pick a gender just to be with him.
Oh, it's just funny how different he looks when he doesn't have the beard.
No, he's got to have that beard.
Yes, season 1. No one is going to take an order from that guy.
He looks like the greenest commander you have ever seen, and you're like, you can't tell me what to do.
A list of everyone Kirk boned. There's not that much. I don't have that much memory on my computer. See, that's why I love the first J.J. Abrams one. Whether you like it or not, and I know you don't.
I don't dislike it. I actually do like it. I just don't like the fact that it's not Star Trek.
But I'm saying, whether someone likes it or doesn't like it, the fact that they put Kirk hiding after he's banging the green chick, because that's the joke that always goes around about him banging the green chick. The fact that they slipped that in there was awesome. And do you know who that actress was?
She-Hulk, right? No, I did at the time. I forget right now.
It's the girl that plays Scarlet in G.I. Joe.
Which G.I. Joe?
There's only one girl. There's only one Scarlet in G.I. Joe.
Well, there's two.
Oh, that's right. Not Snake. That's a G.I. Joe, not Snake Eyes.
Okay. Okay.
The super. I don't even remember her in. I've only saw Snake Eyes once. It was enough.
Well,
actually, I didn't hate Snake Eyes. It just wasn't G.I. Joe.
The actress that they got to play the Baroness was great too. Exactly.
Yeah. Again,
Sienna Miller.
Okay. Right there. Perfect. Look at the first G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
Some of the cast was cast perfect.
Yeah.
Scarlet, Baroness. I didn't mind Destro.
No, say what you want about that actor. I like a lot of roles that he's been in. I think it was a great Destro. I want to see him back as Destro.
Because if you put a mask on him rather than injecting with nanites or whatever. And again, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, I think they were perfect. You can't complain about Storm Shadow, in my opinion.
No, Bung Hung Lee was great as Storm Shadow. I thought he was really good. I don't like the backstory that they changed it to, and Ray Park as Snake Eyes. I think that's great. There's a lot of things I like about the first one and the second one, especially the extended action cut, in my opinion.
I've never seen that, but I've heard that it is really good.
They reorder some scenes, they do some stuff in a different order, and it actually makes more sense. And there's actually one scene that is completely different than it is in the theatrical version, and it gives some character development to Roadblock that is, I think, really important.
You know, and the one part that the one cast member that I absolutely hated from the first GI Joe movie was Heavy Duty. First off, I don't
Yeah.
like the actor, and I don't even like Heavy Duty.
I don't mind the actor. I think the actor's good. Heavy Duty's not a great character to put him in. Yeah, I don't think it quite fit. No, I agree with you there. I gotta disagree with Random Diorama here. I think that he's one of the best actors out there who loves playing those characters, and I thought he did a great job being Bones.
Are you talking about in the J.J. Abrams
Yes,
universe?
yes,
No, Bones was dead on.
exactly.
He was perfect.
Yep.
Kirk was the one that was the one, in my opinion, veered off the most.
I thought totally agree with you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him, but he was the one because he didn't have any of the mannerisms of Kirk other than how he sat in the chair.
Nope.
But Bones, who plays fucking Bones? Who is a wonderful.
Why am I losing his name right now?
He's in The Boys.
He was Judge Dredd.
Yes.
I met him in person. Why can I not think of his name?
He was dead on.
He was perfect.
The mannerisms, the speak, the sound, everything. And I think Spock was done perfect.
I thought Spock was okay. Yeah, he did. Zachary Quinto did a good job.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban is such a fucking nerd. I mean, everything he's like a Henry Cavill. He puts himself so much into the part. He loved playing Bones so much. He loved playing Dredd so much that he refused to take the damn helmet off because, you put him in Lord of the Rings and he's amazing there. You put him in all this stuff. Everything he's been in, I thought was amazing, including a TV series that nobody here has probably watched called Almost Human, which was a really great series that lasted one season. And it's like waiting to go somewhere else and they killed it.
Okay. So, yeah, he's saying he was a little dude. Carl Urban is not. I agree.
Forrest Kelly was not a little dude. I mean, if you go back and watch some of those Westerns that he was in, that's all he was really known for back in the time. He wasn't some little dude.
He seemed little compared to the other guys.
Maybe a little shorter or something. I don't know. He wasn't.
But Scotty was perfect.
He's not your height.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he meant skinny.
Well, okay. I mean, sure, he was skinny. His name was fucking Bones.
Scotty was dead on. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's one thing for him to speak like that, and we know that's how he speaks. But his mannerisms, I thought, and again, he's just a funny guy. Like
I like Simon Pegg. I mean, he's been a jerk in some things, but for the most part, he's funny. Yeah. I like his stuff.
I thought Sulu. I thought Chekhov was perfect. Although Chekhov doesn't. Jeep beats Chekhov. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Sulu was another one that veered off, but they just got someone that looked like him. Although I thought he did a good job with the sword fighting and stuff like that.
He was okay. I mean,
he was. I didn't mind him, but he didn't have that same Sulu.
Yeah. And George Takei was pissed about that one scene that they threw in the third movie, right?
What? Which one?
Where they had the person who played Sulu come up and hug his husband or whatever, and George Takei was pissed about it because he's like, Sulu wasn't gay.
Oh yes.
I might be gay, but Sulu wasn't gay, and I am not Sulu. So what the hell,
yes,
people?
I remember that. And you know what? That tells me I like that because that is placating to society.
Yep.
And again, it's shocker to some people, a straight man can play a gay man in TV or movies and vice versa.
That's not allowed today. According to the DEI restrictions, you have to be what you present. So you can't write anything that you are not.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to empathize with anyone anymore, according to the DEI restrictions.
Yeah, but I do remember that, and I loved hearing that because it was like, thank you. Like, you're talking about the character,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And again, there was no reason to make him straight or gay. Like,
There's no reason to bring that into the conversation at all. We
Yeah.
didn't have to know about any of that. Yes, it does suck about Anton.
that's why I said Jeep beats Chekhov.
Yeah, well, maybe so. I mean, he's just kvetching at this point.
I heard he was up for the lead for Ghost 2.
Well, you know what? He can't die before Shatner. Shatner can't die before him. So those two guys will be perpetually immortal because neither one of them can die before the other because they hate each other so much.
I don't. Does Shatner hate him that much, or we know Takai hates him.
I don't think Shatner hates anyone.
Shatner didn't realize he was hated.
He didn't realize he was hated. He even still. So he did a TV show in the early 2000s, I guess, or whatever, where he interviewed people. And he just talked about whatever. And he got Leonard Nimoy to come on there. And they had this conversation in this little weird couch thing that was really freaking interesting. And Shatner's an amazing interviewer. And he goes into all this detail. And it's like he had no idea about some of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. He was just doing his job, being himself. He's a bit aloof or arrogant or whatever you want to call him. But he was in his own place. And he didn't think about so many of these things that affected other people differently. And it's because they never had conversations about it. And he didn't give a shit if you were gay. He didn't give a shit if whatever. You know, he was just offended that, you know, he wasn't invited to the wedding and, and all this other stuff.
But the fact that, like, someone like William Shatner says he didn't realize that, I mean, one of the main reasons why Takai hates him is because he was supposed to be the captain way earlier, and Kirk put an end to that, or Shatner put an end to that. Where conversely, there was issues where they weren't going to bring certain people back, and Leonard Nimoy was like, "Well, then I'm not doing it without them. Like, you find a way to do it." Like, you know, again, Steve Carell did the same thing for The Office.
Bill Murray did it for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like, you know, like, those are the people that are like, all right, well, good luck doing it without me then.
Yeah.
Because you think you can do it without him, then you can do it without me too.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then you have William Shatner that got mad about him having command of his own ship. And I think people would have loved to see a spinoff of Sulu as captain of the Excelsior.
Yeah.
Probably be better than the Whale movie.
Hey, man,
I hate that fucking movie. Although there are some good things because they go back in time and, like, the punk rocker that he puts
the punk rocker thing is so awesome as you listen to the Sex Pistols and Spock. Bam.
I just hated the Free Willy movie.
Well, it was better than Free Willy.
I've never seen Free Willy. I just remember Free Willy. He jumps over him to get out. I'm like,
that was. Yeah, no. I thought that was the second one. But anyway, yeah, no. I recently watched Free Willy for the very first time not too long ago because we got this massive DVD collection from anyway. And Free Willy was one of the movies, and we said we should watch this, and Brenna might like it, and we watched it, and it was okay, but it had some weird stuff in it.
Permine did a shot of all the Star Trek captains and they left Kirk out.
No, so in all of their artwork in the past 4 years has left Kirk out of everything. They don't want to show Kirk. They don't want to acknowledge Kirk.
Why?
Because of William Shatner. They don't like William Shatner in the writer's room. They don't like William Shatner at whatever, Star Trek, whoever's running Star Trek these days, Klutzman and Abrams. And Jar Jar, you know, they just hate Kirk that much that they want to exclude him from everything.
You can hate certain people, but I'm sorry, like, without Kirk, Star Trek is not what it is.
Star Trek doesn't exist without William Shatner.
We saw what happened when they tried doing it without. They tried doing a pilot with Pike, and it didn't work.
Yep.
William Shatner, again, you can say what you want. His sex appeal,
gravitas, whatever you want to call it.
He, and it's been, and again, the actors hate him. They hate him. No one really hated him that watched the TV show.
Yep.
So, I mean, people may like Spock more, but Spock wasn't made to be liked. He was made to be there.
Yes. Yeah, he was made to be the first officer. He was between him and Bones, he was the captain. They were the captain's conscience. Both of those two men voiced different opinions to sway the captain one way or another in a particular situation. I mean, they were his conscience.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I don't know how we got on Star Trek for so long.
Hey, I love Star Trek. Don't diss Star Trek 4.
Oh,
you can diss Star Trek 5 all you want. Nobody gives a shit.
Doesn't Star Trek 5 have Worf in it?
No, that's 6. 6 is good. 2 and 6 are probably my favorites. But 5 is the undiscovered country, where William Shatner decided he had to direct because Nimoy directed, and now he wanted to direct. And he directed the one where they go meet God, but it's not God, obviously, and it's terrible.
That's with his brother.
Spock's half-brother, yes.
That no one knew about.
No one knew about. Because he had a half-brother and a fucking sister that nobody fucking...
But Star Trek likes to do that, where they go to something and it's like, oh my God, I had a son for 18 years that I didn't know about.
I think we connected on a deep level tonight, speaking moistly, a really, really deep level.
Yeah, like I said, The Wrath of Khan, I will not put it down. I like First Contact more, but if you said, hey, The Wrath of Khan is just a better movie, I don't know if I'm going to argue that much. I think they parallel each other very well.
I mean, First Contact is the only Next Generation movie worth watching. But yeah,
I enjoy Generations, but I would not say that it's good.
No, I can't stand Generations.
But after
and but for whatever dumb fucking reason, I like Nemesis.
Okay, well,
I mean, so there's that.
So you do like some movies just because for no
fucking reason. Yes, we all have those. I know it's not a good movie, and I know what's his name, Tom Hardy, almost fucking killed himself after the movie because of how bad it was. But for whatever reason, I kind of like it.
Yeah, see, speaking mostly agrees here. See, and my biggest issue. So going to the J.J. Abrams and going to their Wrath of Khan movie.
Absolutely agree, Warchest.
My biggest issue with their Wrath of Khan movie, what was that one called?
Oh, yeah, whatever. The second Abrams movie.
Yeah, was the actor that they used as Khan. And there's an actor, he's on... There's another actor that looks and sounds like...
Ricardo?
Yes.
Wow, no,
there is an actor.
Yeah. No, that would be a much better choice because Cumberbatch is not an appropriate choice for that character on any level. His name is fucking Khan.
No. I want to say he was on one of the Law and Orders.
Yeah.
He looks like him when he was younger.
Yeah.
Sounds like him, and I'm like, he would be the perfect Khan. And my biggest issue with Khan in that was not even like, I didn't have a problem with the whole story. I know some people did, but I didn't have a problem with the story. The problem was that Khan came before the timeline changed. So he would not have been like that.
He would not have been on Earth. Right. He would have been still lost in space because the timeline shift. But okay, so this is where you get into the time matrix thing. And so when that time shift happened, they say that it changed the past and the future.
Okay.
So it was totally different timeline altogether.
No. Okay. But what I'm saying is, because all that led up to it, all that had already happened. So So Khan still would have had that accent, and you know what I mean? He would not have had a completely different style of an accent. That's what bothered me.
So yes, and Khan Noonien Soon was of Indian, Pakistani, Middle Eastern descent.
Yes.
So to have Cumberbatch play him really didn't work on a lot of levels. So not just the voice, not just the mannerisms, so many levels. And there's a really good comic book trade. It's in a trade that they wrote about Khan and what he did before he had to leave the planet and how they almost ruled the Earth.
Let me see here. I'm gonna pull this up really quick.
Well, see, there you go. You know, maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
So this guy here, he has the look, and he sounds like him too when he talks.
Yeah.
Like I've heard him in a lot of different things, and like if you close your eyes, you can almost hear him talking like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, you look at this, you can see a younger, you know, again, he's not going to look the exact same, but
I don't see it. But I've seen Benjamin Bratt in a bunch of stuff, and I don't think he sounds like that.
I swear it's him. Oh, this is weird. Sorry. I'm looking at Law and Order cast, and I'm like, wait a minute, the guy from the Burn Notice was on Law and Order?
Dude, every fucking person in Hollywood's been on Law and Order and NCIS.
I know. I like, we're never going to go to sleep because now I'm on this Law and Order kick here. I loved Burn Notice. I don't know if you ever watched Burn Notice.
Yeah.
I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah, that was good.
And then this guy here. If you ever watch The Shield, all I see him as Antoine Mitchell. Like, you're a piece of shit, Antoine Mitchell. But yeah. Anyway, I want to say it was Benjamin Bratt.
Yep.
And maybe I saw him in something where he had an accent, and maybe that's the reason why.
Maybe so, because I mean,
Cumberbatch, who is a wonderful actor.
He's a great actor, but he doesn't fit that role.
Yeah, he's perfect for Stephen Strange, in my opinion. I've seen him in other things that I really enjoy him, and I didn't even mind him if you would not have made it Khan. If you would have just made it someone completely different, it would have made more sense.
So this is maybe why I can't see it, because when I think of Benjamin Bratt, I always go back to Demolition Man. I mean, hot dogs, armor hot dogs.
I have not seen that in a long time.
Oh, that movie is so amazing. And it's one of the trilogy of, hey, this predicted our future. Didn't you pay attention? Movies. Demolition Man, Idiocracy, and Atlas Shrugged or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, I want to say that it was him, and I just remember thinking like he'd be perfect Khan. But
he looks like an awesome dude. That's cool.
I'd go out on a date with him. He gives that Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
Who's we should do his movies. Lou Diamond Phillips movies.
He's been in some good ones and some really bad ones.
Well, again, we kind of ran into that tonight.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
This is a great idea. Then I'm like, I don't know.
This is not a great idea. I saw that list on there. I'm like, fuck, I haven't seen half of these movies. Come on, man.
I was hoping you had seen more.
Going through the list, I'm like, I've seen more than I thought I would have seen, but still.
I did not. Well, I'd already seen the list too, so.
Yeah.
But all right, I think it's time to wrap it up because it is well after midnight here.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks everyone for coming in, popping in, and give us a good shout and chat and checking it out. And then please vote on the movies so that we can figure out what we're gonna watch sooner than later.
Yep, I will put it up tomorrow. More than likely, we have more than enough time. But Matthew, do you have anything going on?
Nope. Just my regular stuff. I have 2 Instagram accounts now. Thanks, Instagram. And I post every day on my main account, and I post every so often on my other one too. So there's some B-side stuff on there, but for the most part, that's what I'm off to. I've got classes and seminars to do this weekend, and having fun.
All right. Well, and you guys know where to find me. Monday Night Toy Ramblings. I've already put the show up for Monday. We're going to be talking about misinformation because, wow, if you follow me, you probably realize something fucking hit me wrong. But you know what? I'm tired of the gridiron shit and people just saying it's just overpriced and not understanding. So there's a lot of misinformation, and we're going to talk about it. So anyway, you guys know where to catch me. Matthew will also be there Monday. Have a wonderful night, and we will see. God damn it.
Had to throw one of those in there.
We will see you guys all probably throughout the weekend, but definitely Monday. So take care, guys.
Good night.